I hear this one a lot from people. In fact, somebody just mentioned it in the discussion thread, so I want to give you a strategy for it. The fact that, hey, I have to interrupt because my mind moves so fast or I'm so forgetful, I won't remember what it is I wanted to say if I don't interrupt. And this happens with students as well. They want to ask the teacher a question or they want to say something, so they just blurt. Well, one of the reasons why we forget in the first place is because of our poor working memory. We have to listen to the person that's talking to us, and we want to take all that in, we want to make sense of it, and we also want to have these prepared responses so that when it's our turn to talk, we are able to say something. Well, one of the problems is with poor working memory, there's not room for all that stuff. We hardly remember everything the person has said to us, let alone remember what it is we want to respond. So this is what I've learned over the years to do, and hopefully it will help you too. The reality is that when somebody's talking to you and you say, oh, that's a good point, oh, I want to remember to say that, it's because your mind is making associations with what the person is telling you. Those associations aren't going anywhere. So after the person is done making their point, you use a clarification technique. You say, okay, I want to recap what I heard you say. And you respond to them what you remember. You may remember the first thing, the last thing, some stuff in the middle, but you remember some of it. So after you explain what it is that you do remember, then you can say, okay, now remind me about the stuff that I missed. And now they'll start filling in the gaps. And when they hit upon something that caused that association in the first place, then you can say, oh yeah, wait a second, that reminds me of something I wanted to say. That reminds me of something I wanted to tell you. So you see how that works? When they told you the first time and your brain started making associations, it's okay to let those go so you can keep listening, so that when it comes time for you to tell them what you did hear, encourage them to fill in the gaps, and then as they're filling in the gaps, you're like, aha, now I remember what I wanted to say. So by recapping, it helps you trigger those associations again. So you don't need to interrupt as though this is the only chance I have to say something. So hopefully this is simple, actionable, and helpful for you. If so, please comment below. Let me know how it's helpful. And if it's helpful for other people, feel free to share. And if you have any questions, private message me. I'm happy to help you make this work. Thanks for tuning in. Have an awesome day.